and welcome to Unity. We are here on location at the Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia. And they are having their SALT program. And if you don't know what that stands for, that acronym is Seniors and Law Enforcement Together. And we have one of our wonderful, wonderful police people with us. She is Major Barker Wright. And I want to say, welcome to Unity.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you know, some of my viewers are wondering, we're like, Major, tell us about SALT and the law enforcement involvement in the SALT program.
Okay, I'm in charge of services at the police department, and under administration is the SALT program. It's Seniors and Law Enforcement Together, and this program has been going on, I know, for the last 20 years, and it's one of the programs up under the community relations, which come up under the administrative services unit.
Well, one thing I would like to ask you, since you've been working with SALT, and especially our seniors, that is so important to our community, is that our seniors feel safe. What are some of the things you're seeing that the seniors need so that they are safe?
They need to be educated, especially about the scams. The seniors are targeted on scams, and you know, not only from what I see at the police department, but see what I see with family members and church members who have been scammed. They need to know what's going on out in the city, and they need to know how to avoid that.
When you talk about scams, what kind of scams are you seeing? Because we need to know that.
Well, the scams where they walk up and tell you, I found a large amount of money, and you need to put so much money with this in order for me to give you this money. And some of the seniors are falling for that. They're thinking they're getting a large amount of money if they only give them so much money for giving the large sum. And they actually go to the bank and withdraw large sums, $2,000 and $3,000, even more. We have seen as much as $10,000 been removed from their account and given to someone they do not know.
Now, are they knocking on the doors, or are they calling our seniors, or are they sending them stuff through the mail?
Well, one of the latest incidents that we know about, they did not call. Apparently, they followed her from the medical center to her home. And they knocked on the door and told her that someone had removed money from her account and that she needed to go to the bank with them to check on her account. But while she's in the bank, she needed to remove so much money. And they even showed her a crime prevention badge. So that's some of the tactics that they're using.
So what would you say, since you know this has happened, how do we alert our seniors to make them aware so that they don't do this?
You know, we need to get out all PR that we can. We invite them to come to our SALT meetings, and the Better Business Bureau put out the information. Our family members need to talk to our seniors and be more aware of what's going on to let them know not to fall for this scam.
You know, one thing, you being a major, and I know you've seen so much in this community, what has it been like for you, what you've seen people go through, and just, I just want to ask you, being a female major and an African-American woman at that, I want to commend you for that much. And I do. I honor you for that, because people looking at you on TV are saying, wow, if she can do it, I can too. But
my heart,
I got to ask you, how did you, I know you're not a senior, but I want to ask you, how did you get into law enforcement and to stay in it to the point you're a major?
Wow, okay. I started out in elementary education. I had a fantastic advisor out at Columbus State University. He told me what a wonderful field it was for a black female to enter into law enforcement. And so I was back then during the 70s.
Wow.
So I changed my major from elementary ed to law enforcement. And I really have enjoyed it. But I guess my heart goes out to the children and to the seniors. I was in charge of the juvenile services unit, and I worked with the gangs. I really enjoyed that. And then when I got transferred to the admin service unit, where the SALT group came up, and I enjoyed working with the seniors. So my heart goes out to the seniors and goes out to the children.
Do you think it's being, I want to ask you something else, but do you think it's being a woman out there in the force, is it tougher than it is for a man?
I would say yes. You know, of course, the body strength, but we try to use our minds for more than our body strength to get around certain situations or to talk to someone who has more strength than we do when we're trying to subdue them. So you got to be able to think and use tactics. So I would say yes. For a woman, it's rough, but but I enjoy it.
Well, you seem like a woman of authority. You seem like a woman of a virtue, and you seem like a woman that loves the Lord.
I do. I really do. I'm very, very into the Lord, and I was brought up that way in church with my family, and it was just, it's a part of my life.
Well, before we go to commercial break, we got a couple of minutes, but this is going to be a program dealing with seniors. What do you want people that are here, but also people viewing it, what do you want them to experience, and what do you want them to know from this?
We have different agencies here that the seniors can see who will work with them if they need information from. That's one of the main things. One of the most important things, we want them to know about SALT, Seniors and Law Enforcement Together. We want them to know that at the police department they can come every third Thursday of the month at 3 o'clock in the public safety room. We have speakers that come and speak with our seniors on different topics. We do different things with the seniors there at the public safety building. But we want SALT to be able to tell them about, educating them about the different crimes and things that's going around in the Tri-City area, not necessarily just Muscogee County, but Fort Benning and Phoenix City too. So we have law enforcement, the Marshal's Department, the Sheriff's Department. We're trying to get Fort Benning on board to be a part of our SALT group.
And let me ask you this, how may they contact you about the program?
They can contact me at the office, 706-653-3150.
Well, I want to say, Major, thank you so much for, being a part of my show, Unity with Pam, and also allowing Unity with Pam to be a part of SALT today.
Thank you so much.
After this commercial break, we're coming back with Miss Carol Graham.
Unity with Pam Willis Hovey is being brought to you by these sponsors.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price. With 3 locations to serve you.
You love your parents, and it's hard to see them struggle to keep their independence. Magnolia Manor can give your parents the assistance they need to enjoy life. You won't have to worry if they are eating well or taking their medications properly. And they'll be in a safe, secure environment with no need to worry about cleaning house or doing yard work. Visit magnoliamanor.com to learn more. Magnolia Manor, just down the road. A community of convenience, caring, and fun.
My name is Japal. 2 years ago, I received a kidney transplant. When I was 21 years old, I started dialysis, and for 7.5 years, I was a patient receiving treatments 3 times a week for 4 hours each session, and man, it was hard. After receiving my kidney transplant, I was able to find and marry the love of my life. My kidney transplant gave me my life back.
You have the power to donate life. Be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. To find out how, go today to donatelifegeorgia.org.
When Bill Larson's brakes started squeaking. When Pam Summers' check engine light went on. And before Tom headed out on vacation. It all came here. Midas. Total car care. Total customer care. That's the Midas touch.
Enrichment Services is giving a young child in our community a head start on kindergarten. Enrichment Services is providing a nutritious meal for senior citizens. Enrichment Services, a host of educational and assistance programs to benefit all ages.
Hello and welcome back to a special edition of Unity. We're here on location at the Columbus Civic Center, and we are doing a program here called SALT, and that's Seniors and Law Enforcement Together. And we have the president here, Ms. Carol Graham, and want to go ahead and say, welcome to Unity.
Thank you very much.
Well, tell my viewers, you're the president of SALT. Tell them a little bit about SALT, just a little bit more about it.
Well, I'm not sure what Major Wright told you because I was running around like a chicken with her head cut off, but we are for seniors, senior citizens, and we meet once a month at the Public Safety Building at Thursday, 3 o'clock, and we try and bring people from the Sheriff's Department, the Marshal, the fire station and talk about scams in the community so that they have an updated version. And one of the things that we find with our senior citizens is that their world shrinks as they get older. So they don't have as many people around to be social with. And it helps them get good information about things in the community that they need to be aware of, because they're prime targets for telemarketers and scam artists.
A lot of fraud is going on with our seniors. And then I'm looking here, you talk about car repair rip-offs.
Yes.
Now, how can they rip our seniors off with the cars? Or are they going somewhere getting it fixed? Or would someone call? Would someone send them a special through the mail? How are they getting them?
It could be any of those number of things. And I will tell you, as a female, when I go into a car repair place, they'll look at me and go, aha, female. I think they do the same thing with the senior citizens. So if they're unscrupulous at all, then they're going to charge them for things they don't even really need. And a lot of them are home repair scams, and they'll knock on the doors and ask and let us come in and look at your home and we can tell you. And sometimes while they're doing that, they're stealing things from them. And so one of the things we find with our senior citizens is that they want company. They want people to talk to. And so this is how it's really easy to get in. They'll call some of them, and I know you just asked me about cars, but I thought I was on a roll. So.
That's all right. Go for it. Go for it.
They'll call and say, you know, we're going to send you a check for $10,000, but you need to go to the bank and meet me there and give me $3,000. So, and what these folks are doing is they're just after the $3,000. They want to take money from them, and it's just so. This is a lot of what SALT is about, and all the law enforcement people that I work with genuinely care and will just step right in to be helpful.
Now, how long have you been working with the program?
I've been with them at least 6 years. I had to take a 2-year break, and I was not here at the SALT Fest last year, but this is my first one back after a while. It's just, you know, it's something that I feel very dedicated to, and I felt really bad that I had to do something else for 2 years.
So, you know, you talked about rip-offs, and you also touched a little bit on con artists. We see that a lot, even from, I'm 38, so I haven't even got there yet, but I think we've run into con artists from churches all the way down to just being out in the street. What are some of the con artists that you would say as a senior that you personally have experienced?
Well, I'll tell you one of the biggest ones, and this is my perception.
Okay.
So I don't want your station to get sued on what I'm going to say. But it's the television evangelistic ministers that say, send me your money, and we'll do this. And again, it's because these people are so lonely. I think like bogus insurance, bogus car repairs, bogus, wow, you won this much money, but you have to give me. Those are ones that I know about specifically. I know in this area, we've had a lot of roofers, supposed roofers, come in and try and take, you know, they get the money. You have to get it up, you know, they say, well, you have to pay us
up front.
And then they're gone. So those are some of the ones that I know the most about.
I know one personally where a roofer, older couple, had paid $8,000 to get the roof fixed, and the roof was never fixed.
And that's sad. And we try and, along with the scams and cons, I mentioned to you before that we try and teach them safety. And one of the ladies at our last meeting said, oh, I don't ever let anybody come in my house. I go out on the porch. And I went, oh no, you can't do that.
That's true.
Because then they can just push you back. So they're just simple things. One of, we're going to have a speaker today on weather safety, during storms. And I think that's something that we need to just prepare. I mean, I get really lazy myself. I'll sit and I'll look out the window and I'll see storms and I'll go, it's not here yet. Sometimes you just need to hear the information. And our door prize, the big door prize today, is a programmed weather radio. So we're kind of excited about that.
I know I own a janitorial service, and a lot of the seniors, they live by those weather radios. Mm-hmm. They sure do.
I wish we could give more than one, but we're really limited budget-wise. So
I agree with that. Well, we got to go to commercial break, and then we're coming more back with Miss Carol Graham from SALT right here at the Columbus Civic Center.
Unity with Pam Hovey is being brought to you by these sponsors.
When you've been hurt in an accident, it helps to have experienced and knowledgeable attorneys to help you in your time of need. For over 30 years, our office has been helping victims in auto and truck accidents or with work-related injuries. We resolve thousands of cases both in and out of court. So if you've been hurt and it wasn't your fault, talk to Walt.
Talk to Walt.
Habla con Walt. Talk to Walt.
For more than 60 years, the Dairy Queen recipe for success has been simple. It's been a combination of hard-working people, great-tasting food, and tempting treats served in our establishments every day. Although a lot has changed in 60 years, some things remain the same. The smiles on children's faces, a treat for a good report card, close friends enjoying a great meal, and families spending quality time together. Here at DQ, we are always committed to treat you right.
When Bill Larson's brakes started squeaking. When Pam Summers' check engine light went on. And before Tom headed out on vacation. They all came here. Midas. Total car care. Total customer care. That's the Midas touch.
Why Chalmers?
We manage the details so that businesses don't have to. Our expert consultants understand the individual needs of all of our clients.
We're here for you.
It's great to have the business support of Chalmers. They handle my bookkeeping, payroll, and collections. Now I have more time to dedicate to my customers.
Your success is our success.
With affordable rates for payroll, bookkeeping, collection, and IT services, Chalmers can ease the stress of running a business.
Chalmers Support Services. What you can't do, we can.
Hello, this is Pastor Willis of the Move of God Ministry. We come to welcome you to be a part of our ministry. This is not a put on, but this is a come on. And we come to share in our different ministries with our dance team, with our choir, and our TV ministry. And we're looking for great things to happen, great miracles to happen within this place. Come and be a part of the blessing plan.
Hello and welcome back to a special edition of Unity. We are here on location at the Columbus Civic Center, and we're talking about the SALT program. And if you don't know what the acronym stands for, it is Seniors and Law Enforcement Together. And I have their wonderful president, Ms. Carol Graham. I want to go ahead and welcome her back to Unity.
Thank you.
One thing I want you to touch on is abuse with our elderly. What are you hearing about abuse of the elderly?
You know, there are a lot of ways to abuse the elderly, and this is really sad because
very sad.
I think you go from children abuse to elderly abuse, and people think it goes away, but it doesn't. And some of the things, and I consider abuse, are when they live in the home with a family member. And statistically, we find that it's usually the family member that's the least productive in the community, doesn't have a job, and has been designated as the caretaker. And sometimes they don't bathe them, they don't give them their medicine like they're supposed to. And one of the things that's really, really difficult is that they will take their Social Security checks and cash them. and not give the parent or the elder person the money that they're due. So there's a lot of financial. I know several years ago in Columbus there was a young woman that moved into an elderly couple's home as a caretaker, and eventually this woman moved the couple into an apartment over their garage, got them to sign away every piece of anything that they owned to the woman. They finally did catch her, and she was prosecuted.
That's one thing our seniors got to be careful too. I was took some notes off of the website, but who you give your power of attorney to.
Exactly.
Touch on that. What are your thoughts and feelings about that when you have to step in and give the power of attorney to? Who do you feel they should designate that to?
A family member that they've been close to for years. Sometimes it may be a very good friend that they trust that's been there for them. I know I had power of attorney for both my mother and my father, and when they got to the point where they were into dementia, I had to be their advocate. I had to make sure that they got the right medicine, when I got their prescriptions, that the pills were right. I will tell you, and I'm at a point where I should have someone with a power of attorney, and I'm sure it will be my son or my daughter. But that's a tough decision to make.
It is.
But it needs to be somebody that the seniors trust.
Yes, definitely.
And have a history of trusting. And sometimes I know a lot of people will have trustees at banks and things, but there are a lot of seniors out there that don't have that much money to go through that process.
You know, that was one thing I noticed when it comes to time when someone has to step in and make decisions with you. I just encourage people, please pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have, like you said, somebody that's reputable, somebody that's been with you for a long time. Don't let someone call you right off the street and say, I need you to do this, because that's happening. I've heard of seniors being just financially bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see where you talked about there's physical abuse,
mm-hmm.
there's emotional abuse, even sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's ungodly.
Yes, it
to
is.
do somebody like that. Well, we've got 3 minutes. Touch on crime against them too.
I think one of the easiest things to not easy to talk about, but that comes to mind is when you have senior citizens out after dark, walking down dark streets by themselves. They're easy prey. They don't always think about making sure all their doors are locked in their house, or if they have an alarm system. Several years ago, the fire department, with another program I was working with, would go with me and visit some of our senior citizens. And the sad part was that their fire alarms didn't work. And they had that beep, beep, beep.
Yes.
But their hearing was so poor that they couldn't hear it. When we were sitting there, saying, hey, and I'm going, I'm really glad you're going to put a fire alarm in, but what can we do to help the hearing? Because they just couldn't hear that there was a problem.
That's something I never thought about either, was their hearing and the batteries. Do you know how often they should check those?
That is certainly not anything I know about.
Okay.
But in a few years, I may get to find out myself.
You know what we might recommend is asking people to contact your local fire department.
Right.
Because they would know. And I believe you can take them down to the fire department.
Right.
And they'll check them out for you. I do remember that. So I encourage you, if you're not sure, you know of a senior, or you yourself are a senior, contact your local fire department and ask them about those smoke detectors, because that's something you need to know. We've got 1 minute, but is there something before we close the show that you would like the seniors to know about Carol Graham and your passion for our seniors?
Well, I'm not sure this is the good answer to what you just asked me, but I would love to see more senior citizens come to our SALT meetings and get involved. I think it's a shame that many of them don't come out except once a year when we do a program like this. And we do meet the third Thursday at 3 o'clock in the Public Safety Building every month.
Well, I want to say thank you so much, Ms. Carol Graham, for coming to Unity. Thank you so much for allowing Unity to be a part of SALT.
Oh, I'm just thrilled that you're here.
I appreciate you. I just want to tell y'all, show love in the community and show love to our seniors.
For more than 60 years, the Dairy Queen recipe for success has been simple. It's been a combination of hardworking people, great tasting food, and tempting treats served in our establishments every day. Although a lot has changed in 60 years, some things remain the same. The smiles on children's faces, a treat for a good report card, close friends enjoying a great meal, and families spending quality time together. Here at DQ, we are always committed to treat you right.
When Bill Larson's brakes started squeaking. When Pam Summers' check engine light went on. And before Tom headed out on vacation. They all came here. Midas. Total car care. Total customer care. That's the Midas touch.
Hello, this is Pastor Willis of the Move of God Ministry. We come to welcome you to be a part of our ministry. This is not a put on, but this is a come on. And we come to share in our different ministries with our dance team, with our choir, and our TV ministry. And we're looking for great things to happen, great miracles to happen within this place. Come and be a part of the blessing plan.
When you've been hurt in an accident, it helps to have experienced and knowledgeable attorneys to help you in your time of need. For over 30 years, our office has been helping victims in auto and truck accidents or with work-related injuries. We resolve thousands of cases both in and out of court. So if you've been hurt and it wasn't your fault, talk to Walt.
Talk to Walt.
Habla con Walt.
Talk to Walt.